Well, thank you, Tom Hart. We're in Tuscaloosa as it's the SEC on ESPN as we continue with our college basketball opening night. And this game features the #2 ranked team in America, the Alabama Crimson Tide, playing host to UNC Asheville from Coleman Coliseum. And these fans have been waiting months to see this club back on the hardwood after a fantastic run to the Final Four last year, mainly behind the play of that young man. Many thought he might jump ship to the NBA, but he decides to put his name.
He's excited about this team. He has depth in every position, and he thinks that they can do a lot and exceed the expectations.
And we are underway, and the Bulldogs will have the basketball first. This is a team that went 22-12 a year ago, 12-4, lost in the Big South Conference Tournament Championship game. And right away to the basket, Jordan Marsh has that one rejected. As you look at the Alabama starting five on, Sears, Omori, Stevenson, and the freshman Darion Reed. And Alabama on the board quickly.
And getting it started off on the defensive end. You see the pressure that they have applied and leading the defense to offense with really good execution. The intensity from all 5 players, a clear emphasis that they have with this team to improve their defensive numbers, which they struggled with last season.
Very few shots from the elbow or the free throw line. And there's one of those layups. Alabama, you know they're going to shoot it pretty well on most nights.
Or Omori really known more so as LeBaron Fallon with the steal.
And a throwdown from the freshman. That one's in and out. Rebound to Reed.
Reed is a player that the coaching staff rave about his intensity. As Mark Steers lines up another one.
4 out of 5 from the field to start this game for Alabama. UNC Asheville 0 for 5. Jordan Marsh backs it out. Shot clock under 10. Solomon for 3, and he knocks it home.
Looks like on the scouting
a year ago. Sage Tolentino, the 7'1" center on the floor. There's a follow from Toyez Solomon.
UNC Asheville with good action. Toyez Solomon with no block out. Makes you pay. Well, with him able to do what he had to do to find not only his players, but other people in the community and within the athletic department to make sure they found a good situation to move forward.
Aiden Holloway. His first shot from behind the arc is perfect.
Well, the Auburn transfer, as Nate Oates knows, he said he checks in the game, he expects him to heat up quick. He gave a little reference to the old school of Vinnie Johnson of the Detroit Pistons in the 80s. The microwave expects him to heat up quickly.
Well, they leave Latrell Wrightsell wide open, and he knocks home the 2-pointer. Had a foot. I was yelling at somebody on the bench like, come on, know where the line is.
That's a no-no around here. A long 2, can't let that happen.
Sears in traffic, throws it up. That's Mark. Pass inside, the follow no good. Another opportunity. Greg Gant Jr. trying to do all he can, but here comes the Tide the other way. Holloway, a little bit short off the hands of Diabate, but stays with it.
Good concentration by Mo Diabate. Good stuff in their offense as they get into their weave action and try to clear up some free looks. But it's the defensive length of Alabama that's giving them problems. But when they get a clean look, they got to be able to knock it down.
Tough shot inside. That one goes down. Tide have now hit 5 of the last 8.
Asheville with the numbers in transition.
Tolentino, how about the little floater in the lane?
2 back-to-back, really good possessions, not being flustered.
Nelson fouled, he'll head to the free throw line. Well, here's Sunday's ESPN app in South Carolina. Can they keep it going? 38.
As you know, they can't be beat.
38 and
Nate Oates is building around here. It's one thing to have really good players on your roster, but to recruit players to come into a team that they know has so many returners and to come be a part of something special, it speaks of a culture building around here. Offensive and defensive end will pay big time for the Asheville Bulldogs.
Gant saves it, but right back to Wrightsell. Left a little bit short, and the putback will go down for Aiden Sherrill. the ESPN.
To the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Ranked as the #5 center in the country coming out of high school. Offensive rebound and a second chance here for Alabama. Terrell kicks it back to Reed. He's tied up and he'll throw it off Jordan Marsh.
Earlier, physically a specimen, 6'11", 240 pounds, and they talk about his shooting touch. It's just a matter of he definitely has the inside game.
Floor right now. The alley-oop a little too strong. Solomon was there. Tylon.
This is a freshman that so many people rave about, and the heady play. Wow, LeBaron Filan.
Talk about taking that next step to being the elite.
Well, that are loaded with talent. But the next step for this conference in the SEC 2012 and win a national championship, of all of these teams, is going to have someone step up for the SEC to win the big one.
Maybe fouled on a 3. He's got some free throws.
Utilizing his shot fake to get him to the mid-range.
Well, our first minute, Spokane Arena. Coverage begins at 11:30 Eastern Time, 8:30 Pacific for a Final Four berth.
Yes, absolutely. Gonzaga and Mark Few and what he's been able to do with that program. So consistent, always at the top. Has another star-studded roster ready to compete.
How about the flush from Jaron? The corner from Tolentino. Here's Solomon. Marsh now, shot clock at 12. He'll line up a 3 and buries it. Knew it the moment he...
Once again on display is any player from Alabama can bring the ball up the court. Amori would be the one who would not be able to have that type of skill set.
Holloway, his second 3.
A beautiful shot there by Aiden Holloway. Beautiful defensive stand. There'd be so many things, interchangeable positions, offensively and defensively, makes them so strong.
Position trying to keep pace, and from a psychological standpoint, you feel like you got to.
Last season, they were 347th in scoring defense, giving up 81.2 points a game. So you've seen several possessions tonight where they are strapping up on the defensive end, and that's going to be the biggest difference between last year's Alabama squad and this one. That's something that you have to rely on your character as a team. You know, when you have a talented roster, you can get your entire roster to commit defensively and do their job, not allowing Alabama's defensive intensity to run them off their spots. They're taking all of the options that they have. It's just a matter of converting a shot when they get a clean look.
Rubio tied up. Solomon. Boy, he has been something here in the first half.
Great job there.
Here comes Banks the other way. Nelson might have got a piece of that one.
That's a possession. I know they felt like Asheville had numbers, but the way they've been executed in the half-court set, that's one that you might want to pull out. You know you're going against a 6'10" Grant Nelson. You don't have the finishing. It's fun to watch. I mean, I know there's been some upsets that people might not want to see. It makes you want to tune in every single night. And this Saturday, what a slate of games to tune into. Not able to finish it, but Alabama, you would think after starting off with that 9-0 start, would be up by more than 15. With some quality possessions, they can get back into this lead.
Big rebound yanked out of there by Sherrill, and foul underneath.
Which was a beautiful play. I guess that might have to be counted as
a little tweak again, and so he hasn't had a consistent
assignment. You know the defensive assignment and your offensive responsibility for who's on the court. You have to be able to make the best usage of the time that you have.
Reitzel lays it up and in. Off the front of the rim. Nelson grabs the rebound. Sears in traffic, and there's another whistle, and he'll head back to the free throw line. That's UNC Asheville, by the way, going without 2 players they were hoping.
Obviously, now with Jordan Marsh going down with 3 fouls here in the first half, that's going to be
Clark. No good rebound there, ripped out of there by Clifford Omari. Omari led Rutgers in scoring, rebounds, and blocks a year ago. Time off. They lead it by 21. It's their largest lead of the game. They're on an 8-0 run. Solomon, he is fouled on the inside. That'll go against Jaron Stevenson. Now it is.
He's got the program in great shape. Had some really good players, one of the better players in Big. This is the adjustments that this team will have to make. Now they'll have to play a little bit more up-tempo. They'll have to be a little bit more versatile as far as switching defenses. But they're holding their own. They're running really good action on the offensive end, but just not being able to convert against the length of Alabama here in the first half.
Points, almost 3 rebounds a game. Hit 32 three-pointers on the year.
And improved on his physique, which should give him the physicality to play multiple positions and be a bigger rim protector.
Another second chance. 6'4", 177. Has the basketball in his hands here. Up ahead to Aiden Holloway. Alley-oop!
Wow.
The freshman. 8 of 30. Alabama 17 of 27. That's 63% from the field. Tough shot, fall away, won't go for Banks. And a second opportunity. And the Bulldogs will head to the free throw line.
In the surge of what Alabama's doing. With a made free throw, this will allow Asheville to jump. A little bit of chirping on the free throw line, little gamesmanship from LeBaron and Fila. Entire possession, they were making sure to deny all of the passes, forced Tolentino to have to dribble the ball on the baseline, and a switch by Diabate.
Excellent inbounds play from UNC Asheville with 1.2 on the shot clock. Got that one to go down.
Great touch there by Gant Jr., able to catch it high, keep it high, and beat the shot clock.
And a foul. That'll send.
You dug yourself a hole, but you start to find a little things with your ball movement as Mark Sears sitting down playing tenacious defense.
2 on the clock. Solomon gets the shot off, and he is fouled 27 feet from the basket by Diabate.
Veteran.
But it can jump out of the gym.
Asheville loves to press after the made free throws. They will also press after a missed free throw. Gives them a chance to make sure to put the pressure on. This time electing to get back and play half court deep.
Point advantage. Nelson underneath. He's fouled. And the pass inside. That's going to go against.
But averaging 21 points a game and being a prolific scorer as he was last year.
11th Division I scoring last year. That 21.5.
Tito's back in the break as well.
I've heard of offensive players kind of snowbird, but I've never seen a defensive player do it. But it worked for Tolentino.
Mark Mormel. Mike Morrell yelling at his teams, wait, stop, stop. Okay, we'll take that three-pointer.
Bulldogs 3 of 11 from behind the arc here in the first half. 4 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Alabama's played 10 players here in the first half, and all 10 have scored. Sears will lead those 10 players. He's now in double figures with 10. And that'll do it for the first half. Alabama puts up a 50 spot.
But I've been impressed with the defensive intensity that they had. Now, for UNC Asheville, they've done some really good things. It's just a matter of weathering the storm. They had a good opportunity early in the game. They let Alabama get up early, 9-0 run. But then in the last 6 minutes to allow Alabama.
Be just 1 point. He's now 0 for 6 from the field. Foul on inside, and Omari. They've done that a couple of times.
It was
tonight.
nice, beautiful.
Up and under move. Nice work from Jordan Marsh to stay with it. The transfer from App State.
Savvy move by Jordan Marsh. Didn't have his teammates in any bailout spots, but used his pivot foot and was able to find a crease.
All right, so Phylon, this is my thing. This is the first time we can't do it, but Phylon should be able to have it. But is he not giving it?
Two, I do agree you should be awarded with the assist. 2 halves. In the NBA game in high school, you're playing 4 quarters. You're playing 48 minutes in the NBA. You're playing 40 in college. You have 6 fouls in the NBA. You have 5 fouls in FIBA. You have a live rim to knock it off. In international, it makes absolutely no sense. This is a guy who's been able to do so many things. One in Crimson, back at it again for another season. Only 450 jobs. So you have some of the best talented players from all over the world. But it's an unfortunate situation when a guy can average 21 points a game, shoot 40% from 3, 90% from free throw line, and 50 from 2, and lead his team to a Final Four, and you don't get to hear your name called in the first few picks. But for nonetheless, I think he's got an opportunity to come back out this year with an even more talented team to show what he can continue to do offensively and the all-around package, as we see what he always does with another 3-ball player. Has really good footwork and a feel for the game for the App State transfer. Able to find a little bit of a seam and drop that in.
Nice pass from Sears inside.
Buddy Hield has been a big-time addition to the Golden State Warriors.
Pretty well, by the way, but Buddy Hield certainly has filled that void. You know, I like to come and shoot in these arenas when we get here. I used to start somewhere around the three-point line 20 years ago,
right.
And now I'm like inside the free throw line.
Listen, you got to start in close. You got to start in close and work your way out.
Chaka smart on the bench, along with Mike Morrell on that group.
Really good coaching tree, and you see a lot of the similarities of style with the up-tempo game, getting into the fast break, switching defenses. It's a really good team. KC, Rivers, a few more of those really good. You have to be able to work your minutes and play efficiently in the short amount of time that you have. Everyone's not going to be on this team going to get 35, 40 minutes a game. So you have to come in and make sure you take advantage of what you have in a short amount of time, and Sears knows how to fill it up when he gets a peak.
22-point Alabama lead. Nice pass inside by Holloway, and he'll hit the youngster. Third rebound for Sears, looking for his first assist. He won't get it on that trip. Kept alive though. Sears wide open for 3. Another second chance opportunity, and Aiden Sorrell will head to the free throw line. The youngster out of the Detroit.
The old-fashioned three-point play. It's his ability in touch.
Then Omori. They list Omori at 6'11", 250. They list Aiden Sorrell at
to pick your moments, how to use the physicality. It's not always about just being aggressive and being tough when you're playing defense. It's about being smart. And that's what Alabama's going to have from all 5 of their players to utilize that type of strength and physicality.
So Sears at the free throw line. Converts there. Sears 85% of the level in the NCAA tournament last year. Averaged 24 points a game in the tournament. Finished up as the tournament.
He's a player who's just jacking up a lot of shots and missing them at low percentage. He takes advantage of the looks that he gets in the time that he has.
Holloway. Little scoop shot off the window goes down. Timeout taken by Mike Morrell and UNC Asheville.
The game is in great hands now with Juju Watkins and what she's going to be doing with USC. A phenomenal talent.
How about that shot going in off the hands of Cameron Taylor, the true freshman out of Charlotte.
Well, that's what you want to see coming out of the break, able to scoop one up and get it off. That's right. Great play.
Needed that to drop. Again, the story for the Bulldogs is just to fight their way out of it. They missed 13 practices. They practiced in 9.
How to build it without that consistency that you can just have all around being in physically imposing Alabama team. I still expect them to be a really, really strong contender in the Big South and moving forward.
And a tripping foul. team, preseason All-Big South team. They are stacked. We're talking to Coach Morrell. Also,
that program to the NCAA tournament a few times in recent years. Winning the tournament last year in the Big South as a 5 seed with some upsets on their way back to the NCAAs. It shows the depth of the Big South Conference. These are teams that...
Stevenson.
Well, this is the point in the game with 12 minutes to go. And Alabama finds himself with a comfortable lead that you don't want to play into the score. You want to make sure that you're playing in a situation where you continue and you find yourself down in the deficit, but you have to continue to try to execute and play good basketball.
Long rebound into the hands of Taylor. Keeps it alive. Back out to the top to Banks, who hits a long 3.
Good shot by Banks. Banks has a really good shooting touch. You know, when Banks can get himself freed up alongside Fletcher Avey, these two guys can fill it up from deep.
That 3 is good from Mohamed Diabate.
Score 20 points in just one game is a career for most people, but to do it 50 times.
Easy dunk for Diabate.
That second round, move forward.
There's Nelson. Still working his way back into game shape after missing a bunch of practice time. Gets the assist there as he lays it up. In and out, no good. That rebound to Clifford Amore. Sears back the other way. Lays it up above the rim, and Clifford Amore. Not me. It's a great question. He might be the only one. Tough shot. How about that?
Yourself onto the boards. You know, we know you have the facilitating skills, but you want to make sure you get your touch going as your body gets back into shape so you can be in the form you need to be for later in the season.
Diabate gets that one to go, stays with it. Taylor, 3.
Hit the back of the rim and able to find the bottom.
Back to Sears. Reitzel. This little floater is perfect. But 66%. Amore with another rebound. Alley-oop back the other way, and that'll be a flush for Diabate.
Push it in transition, and a smart decision by Diabate to catch that ball, come down, and power up for the dunk.
Valentino getting a bunch of minutes, couldn't get that shot to go down. Reitzel gets that free throw to go. Just that another dynamic. As a matter of fact, we're going to see a lot of 3-guard lineups.
So much experience playing basketball, but at the same time, he can play off the ball. He can shoot it quickly when he gets it with a short amount of space. On-ball defense, he definitely changes the game. If you talk to a lot of people in the staff at Alabama, they really believe that last year, Alabama was 1 game off the pace of winning the SEC. And with Latrell Reitzel in the lineup, I really believe they believed that they could have went back-to-back winning the SEC regular season once again. So he's a very important piece to this team because his shooting ability brings a calming factor because he can bail you out in big moments when you need a big shot. He's been able to do that twice in recent years. But if you talk pieces that can even do even more and take it to the next level.
See how this plays out. Alabama certainly, in their minds, feel like they have what it takes. And Nate Oates kind of quietly says it, you know. I think with guys like Reitzel coming back, getting healthy.
Mentality can you have to get everyone to buy in to what you're doing? This is a team that has so much talent. And you're playing a game here in the opener where you're able to go deep into the bench and everyone is excited and everyone's playing well. And get
tonight on the Bulldogs. Stevenson. And Stevenson gets 1 point, but has 7 assists tonight. A little up and under. That one is a little bit short by Holloway. Down there amongst the tall timber. Keeps it alive. Clock at 15. And there is 5 on now in double figures.
To build for the moments in the future where you'll need it.
Reed fires for 3, and he connects.
Nice looking stroke there by
Game a year ago.
It doesn't get easy at all. You even look at the Arkansas State game. You have Brian Hodgman, former assistant coach who's been with Nate Oates, knows him very well. The McNeese State game, and Will Wade, a familiar foe in the SEC, as Max Skarnowski.
Max get the basketball, and well, Max didn't disappoint.
Good job coming, slipping that screen roll, getting his feet, and the team is loving it.
He had 7 points a year ago, and how about the alley-oop again?
Filan, his feel for the game is tremendous for such a young player. Nice touch dropping off that lob for the alley-oop.
5 on 10 points, 9 assists. 15 seconds to play in this one. Skarnowski will just hold it, and this one's in the books. UNC Asheville, better days ahead. Tough way to start things off with the #2 ranked team in the country. Alabama had 7 players in double figures, led by Mark Sears, who posted a 20-point game, the 50th of his career.